So something that I do want to ask about this, because people that have came on and talked about autopilot, it is sounding very close to routines, which is what these coaches and gurus will say you need routines to have a structured life and stuff like that. And the problem with that is it can maybe be difficult for someone to understand they're in that autopilot zone because they think they're just building routines. What would be a warning sign that they've fallen into autopilot and they might need to change something?
I think the biggest problem with this is not if we are on autopilot or not autopilot, but pilot. I think the big difference is, can we take a step back and reflect? If you can take the step back and reflect, oh, this is a good shortcut, this is a bad shortcut, and you use the good one, then you're not on autopilot. But we go through life in a high speed, and we don't, let's try the left today. You understand? Just stop, and then you will not have this problem that you can define if you're on autopilot or not.
Really good story about this, because I had a guy called Stanley Bronstein on, which his specific job is to pretty much be a therapist for people living on autopilot but don't know. And I read a story after of this coach. This was maybe in the 1900s or something, but he said that he would get people in that clearly weren't moving in their life, and he would say, whenever you wake up tomorrow morning, brush your teeth with your other hand and say your name in the mirror backwards.
Yeah.
Just for a little while. And he found it would rewire their brain to look around and go, I've done this cup of coffee every day for 10 years and clearly nothing's happened, so let's try something a little bit different. And they would change their routines almost. It was almost by instinct at that point.
Yeah. That's why I used to ask people, which shoe do you put on first, the left or the right? That's not important. It's what happened when you take the other one.
Yeah.
So, okay.
No, go for it. You had a story there. I want to hear them.
Yeah.
I want to hear them.
I had this guy, he wake up every morning. I've told this before. He sits on his bed with his feet down on that. And he say, what a very bad morning. And I told him, if you should lie big. What do you mean? Well, you can go up tomorrow morning and say, what a fantastic day. It's the same lie. Because none of them are true. So if you test that, something else will happen. He called me back 2 weeks later, and he was like a different person, because the fantastic, the positive, energetic, uplifting thing to say in the morning. So he changed a lot of stuff automatically without knowing, because he chose a different name when he wake up. That's a similar story. So it's a good one.
It's as easy as that.
Yeah.